So, how's everyone going? By now, you should be feeling a little calmer because you would have Googled meditations and maybe done one or two. I'm really hoping you are, and you have, and you continue to do this for the next 4 weeks in lockdown. Today's title is called You Got This, and I recently read The Barefoot Investor. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. It's an awesome book by Scott, maybe Pepe? I can't remember. Sorry, Scott. I don't know how to pronounce your surname. Anyway, it's fabulous. And my favorite thing about it was on the last page. It says, look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, I got this. And you have. You've got this. You've only got 4 more weeks left. You'll be meditating. You'll be aware. You'll be so calm. It won't be funny. And then you'll take that out into the rest of the world, and happy days. We'll be raising the vibration of the planet together. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about awareness and what that means. It's really important to have awareness. So, it is my belief that our soul and our spirit, much bigger versions of us, and when we become aware that there's a bigger divine thing happening, and that this little physical time that we're here, this little journey that we're on in the physical realm, is only for whatever amount of time. We come and go from this realm, we come and go from other realms. We've chosen to come to this realm, to this physical realm, to learn our lessons and to evolve our soul, expand our conscious awareness so we can be a little bit more in line with our divine blueprint, our authentic path, that sort of thing. So if you think of it as, if you take a step back from actually being your physical self for a minute and imagine that there's this much bigger version of you, and when we're listening to that, we call it intuition. That's why we meditate, so we can actually quieten the mind and hear our soul more than our mind telling us what to do, more than our ego. So it can become quite a fun game. My meditation teacher in Singapore, Danny, always used to say to me, stay playful, Chook. And it was really good advice because it is important to stay playful. It's like I used to get so worked up because I wanted answers straight away, and I wanted to know how it all worked, and I wanted to be one of my psychics. Gorgeous Clive said to me once, you want to go from 0 to ascended master in 5 seconds. It's not going to happen. So yes, there's an element of just taking yourself away from the situation and looking at it from a different perspective, becoming aware of how the universe works and how you work as an energetic being, and how we all work together to create a collective consciousness, because the field that we emanate from, we are all pushing out vibrations, energetic vibrations, with everything we do, say, think and feel. So, becoming mindful and aware that what I do impacts what happens to you, and what happens in the rest of the world, is a really powerful thing, because what we do want is to raise the resonance to one of love. So there's not so many wars and so much fighting and so many horrible things. We want it to be a peaceful place. Well, I would hope most of us would. So to come from a place of love all the time, and to become aware that you're not just this physical being, and it's not just you that you're responsible for. It's we are all in this together. It's a massive, much bigger meaning than that, actually. It's the fact that what I do does affect and everything around me, just as what you do does. So by spreading more love into the world, then that's what we'll see in return. We're seeing viruses and wars and explosions and, crazy world leaders. It's because we're emitting a certain frequency, so that's what's coming back to us. So becoming aware of your energetic body, of what's happening within your physical body, and coming to terms with that. The meditation is great, as I say, for grounding and for inner peace and clarity, and accessing that intuition, and hopefully further down the track accessing love through your heart. And then the energy healing is so fabulous for clearing. I do it on a daily basis. So you clear the energy out, and you can clear away, old belief systems, limiting beliefs, old patterns, behavioral patterns, things that have been stuck in your field for lifetimes. You can clear. So it's just such an awesome practice to get into. It really does help move blockages. So if you're feeling stuck, tired, low, fatigued, all that kind of thing, it can really, really help lift your spirits. So awareness is important and a great practice to get into. So we've got meditation, we've got energy healing. Now we're going to concentrate on our awareness. So many things to concentrate on, but fabulous. So becoming aware of, things that are happening in your daily life can actually create more peace within, because you can actually see patterns forming and certain beliefs that you've had before, and they may just not serve you anymore. And by releasing them and healing them, letting them go, you can actually move on and get through blockages. So for instance, when I decided to start this channel, I recorded my first one, and I just looked at it and I thought, there's actually no way I can post that because it's just hideous. And I rang my friend Zoe and I said, no, I can't do it. And she's like, yes, you can. And then I was walking around and she rang me again and she goes, actually, I've got a healing for you. The angels have told me what to do. I've just got to release your fear. So it's a fear thing. It's a self-worth thing. It's a, and if I'm not aware of it, I might have just said, right, I'm not going to do it. And that would be it. I wouldn't do it. But if I do put myself out there, I can help people. I've already had so many people email me, which has been so beautiful, saying that it's helping them, or wanting a healing, or wanting a conversation, or wanting whatever. And that's what I hoped I would achieve. Even if I'm just helping a handful of people get through this, then it's a job worth done and it's worth posting. So by becoming aware of that, I can actually push through that fear and do it anyway. I mean, they're the sort of things that becoming aware sort of enable you to do. There was another big one, and that was the taking of the blossom. And it was really interesting because when I was standing there in front of the tree, I thought, oh, should I go and ask the owner? It is just on the medium strip, so perhaps I can just take it. I think you can if it's just on the medium strip. And then two people walked past and I looked at them and I said, oh, do you think I could take a couple of things of this? Do I need to ask anyone? And they're like, no, I'm sure you can take it. It's, on the medium strip. But that very thing was so, having the awareness to think, why did I ask someone that? And it was interesting because it took me back to the art course I did this year. I've been wanting to paint with this beautiful visionary artist, Autumn Sky Morrison, a Canadian artist, for years now. And I got my wish come true. This February I went up to Byron Bay and painted with her. And God, I don't know how many of us there were. There were lots, 25 maybe. It was such a transformative journey and it was amazing. But what I did notice then, so everyone sat at their easel and everyone would just come in at 7 o'clock in the morning and paint till midnight and just paint. But I would actually, every time I'd change my idea or I'd think of a color or do whatever, have any thought, I would always ask Sky. I'd go up and say, oh, what do you think? Should I do this? And she'd go, do whatever you like. It's your canvas. And it just, made me think how many times in my life and where has this come from that I actually have to ask permission to do everything. Like, you know, I am my own person. I shouldn't have to ask people's permission to do stuff, you know, like it's obviously an ingrained pattern, and maybe one that I've learnt since childhood. I was talking to someone the other day, yesterday in fact, and talking to her about it, and she sort of said, I think it's a female thing as well. So by becoming aware of this pattern I have, each time I go to ask, you know, if I'm, you know, I've got a decision to make or a choice, I've really got to step into trusting myself. And, you know, I have been married forever. So I met Jules at 16, as I said. We started going out at 18. We got married at 23. You know, we were together 30 years. So there is someone else in the equation that you have to think of. So when you step out of something like that and you've just by yourself and you've got your independence, it is something that I have to get used to. It's a new way of living and it's a new way of being. And, you know, it's quite liberating, but it was just so interesting that I felt the need to ask some passers-by if I could take the thing. I mean, if I was just confident in myself, I would have just gone and got it. And if anyone asked, I would have just said, I'm taking the blossom because it's going to look really good against my beautiful grey wall. So they're the type of things, like they're just little things, but they're actually big things in terms of your growth. Maybe, you know, I believe that you come into this realm and you choose the lessons you want to learn that are going to be best for your soul's growth. So think of it as that when you're coming in. It's like everything you do here is actually for your soul's evolution, for your soul's growth or your spirit's growth. So there's a much bigger picture than just you standing here. So becoming aware, it's actually quite fun. Like you can actually get to know yourself a whole lot better. Another thing that I love is, you know, when difficult people in your life, like what are they teaching you? They're probably your greatest teacher. Becoming aware of what irritates you the most, because you know, you can actually write it down, like what is irritating me so much about that person, because if you spot it, you got it. I think that's what they used to say at Hoffman. Like chances are you've got that trait in you. So the world's reflecting back to you using its mirror thing, what you need to learn in order to grow. So that's also a fun game. It's like, yeah, what is that person teaching me? You know, because everyone, this is it. It's like the universe gives you what you need to grow. So there really is no good or bad, just perceptions of, and we might talk about that next. I was awake all last night actually, from 3:30 till 6 this morning. And I was writing heaps of stuff down to talk about because there is so much to talk about. But yeah, becoming aware of those sorts of things, and your greatest teachers will be the ones that are the most irritating to you. Like, what is that person teaching me? What can I learn from them? And actually not getting bitter and twisted about them, but actually seeing them as a gift. Thank you, universe, for showing me. You know, it's you know, really think about that. I mean, I know we don't really have any interactions with anyone at the moment, do we? But you know, there might be something about me that irritates you. What's that? You know, and you write it down and you work it out. And then that way you can actually transmute the energy. So that's where the alchemist comes in, turning the, you know, lead into gold. You're actually turning the negative into a positive. So it's for your benefit. You can look at it like that. You know, it's a lesson for you to learn, and you can be grateful for it. Because you're going to transmute that energy. So if you're fighting with someone in your family, if, you know, friends hurt your feelings, whatever, even the guy at the coffee shop, you know, whatever it is, if it's something that irritates you, it's something that you need to be made aware of, so that you can change it, so that you might have that trait in yourself. As hard as it is to imagine that you would be horrible, sometimes you just might be. And maybe you just, need to work on some aspects of yourself. We all do. We're not perfect. We're here having this human existence for that actual reason. So we've got the meditation, we've got the energy healing if you want it. We know a little bit about our energy bodies. So now it's time to sort of put this into practice. Like even tonight or whenever after you've watched this video, really think about that. Think about, okay, what is it? What's this going to teach me? Who is the most irritating person in my life right now, and what are they teaching me? What is it that irritates me about them? And transmute that energy. Learn how to transmute that energy, because it's actually for your soul's benefit and your soul's growth. And also, knowing that, just that little fact, it takes the anger and the bitterness out of anything. It takes that away and enables you to stand back and say, actually, this is what it's trying to teach me. I can see it now. I can see the value in that person, even though I thought they were an arsehole or whatever. They're actually your teacher. So thank them for it. Be grateful. So I want you to do that. This is an exciting little project. And next time, what was I going to talk to you about next time? Abundance. Oh no, awareness. It was another A word. Can't think right now. It'll be something. I can guarantee you there'll be something. But yeah, meditate. Absolutely, 100%. Healing's here if you need it. And you can email me or, DM me. Like, share, subscribe. Pass this on to a friend you think might like it. And yeah, as I say, you got this. You have got this. We've got 4 weeks left. We can do it. It's easy because we're going to meditate. We're going to become aware. We're just going to be beacons of light when we come out of this dark period. Okay, so take care. And until next time, sending lots of love.